I will be talking to you today about an incident which happened more than 40 years back. I was studying in medical college, and I was the general secretary of the college Gymkhana, and we had decided to organize a big event. That event took place at Shanmukhanand Hall, and it was a musical event along with calling a number of celebrities. So what we had decided at that time was to call people who were eminent singers. So we had called Talat Mahmoodji, we had called Hemant Kumar, we had called Manna Deji, and I remember we had, at that time he was already a superstar, we had called Rajesh Khanna, and also one of our teachers knew the film actress Asha Parekh. We had called a number of such people, and we had organized this program, and that was a big event. Now, while the whole planning of this program was taking place, one assistant professor of ours, if I remember right, he was the assistant professor of orthopedics. He came and told me, Ajay, you are organizing such a wonderful program, all of you together, and it's going to be a big event. Can you give me 15 minutes of time? So I said, 15 minutes of time for what? No, I have a person who sings very well. He has not made a name still, but will you be able to fit in that slot for him? Because I tell you, he sings so well, you will not regret that decision. I said, now we have all called all these great artists, and they are so well established. Now, how can I fit in this person? See, he told me, Ajay, you will regret it. And he sings very well. You may sometimes even have heard about his name, and he right now sings in a five-star hotel. Told some name of the five-star hotel. You please spare that time for him, and he will not charge anything. You are organizing this program. All these artists are there. You are going to pay them, but I know him, and I know how he sings, and he sings so well. If you can please call him, it will be so nice. I will organize the whole thing. So I asked him, what is that singer's name? And he said, Ajai Singh. Now I paused for a moment, and I said, oh yes, of course, I know about him, I have heard him, and his first album has already been released, and he sings very well. So then, now that you know about it, will you give him that time? Guess what happened? I said no. I said no because the whole committee which I was heading, I said, I feel that it can be done. But where we are calling people of the stature and the caliber of Talat Mahmood and Hemant Kumar and Manna De to sing, and they will be presenting their programs, where do I fit in? A person who is not known. I mean, I take that decision, and it is quite possible that when we call this person to perform, the audience may just not accept, and they may boo him. He tried to convince me, but I continued to say no. And we did that program. That program was a big success. But this has remained one of the big regrets of my life. saying no to the ability and the stature of a person like Ajai Singh ji. Now what you got to pause about is to think why I said no. I said no because I did not have that courage and that vision to say yes at a time when I should have said yes. And what I did is what a number of people all over keep doing. Not to take that important step to promote and to stand by what you feel is correct. We know it should be done, but we don't do it because we are afraid of the consequences of our action. We are basically status quoists. We go by what is the written rule, we go by what is already established, and just want to remain in that cocoon of comfort even if we are leaders. So if some leaders are listening to this, learn that lesson from the mistake that I made. Just go that extra mile to support that which deep down in your conscience you feel you should, in spite of the fact that a number of people might oppose you, or you may feel that you may be opposed. Most of the decisions that we take are because of that fear that others may not like it, others may not support it. Go by your gut feeling. Take that strong extra step for something that you believe is right, and do that extra deed for somebody who needs it. The second lesson that you learn from this is, do you think only we were the only people who said no to that great artist at that time? He must have faced this situation a number of times with a number of people. So even if you are good, even if you are extraordinary, if you can't wait for the right things to happen in your life, you don't succeed. You should have the ability to take a no from a number of people who should be actually saying yes to you. And that is your test. That is your litmus test. And that is your acid test. If you can't take that no, in spite of the fact that you are good, in spite of the fact that you have that special ability, then that yes may never come to you. And that yes came. And Ajai Singh became one of the greatest singers, ghazal singers that we have been fortunate to have. By me saying no, it actually didn't matter. He must have passed through so many trials and tribulations listening to such no's, but he stood firm. He stood firm, and he knew his time will come, and that time came. That time came, you know when? After this, just after 1 year, Mehdi Hasan ji, the great ghazal singer from Pakistan, he came to India. And there was that huge big wave of everybody wanting to listen to Mehdi Hasan ji. And after he left, that wave was already building. Oh, ghazal is such a fine thing. Oh, such a great singer. Who is the ghazal singer at that time in India? And the whole attention then went to Ajai Singh ji. And from there on, the rest is history, you know. he became the sensation. So you have to bide your time, you have to wait for your time to come. And till that time comes, you must have the ability to take a number of no's. So, the lesson, if you are in a position to take a decision which is going to make a difference, even if there is going to be a no from number of others, have the courage to take a yes, say a yes. For leaders, it's very important to have that vision, to have that ability to stand by their convictions. And for those who want to become something in life, you must have the ability and the patience to take a number of no's. My regret, ladies and gentlemen, should be your lesson. And I hope that you learn from this mistake and you learn from that great singer's steadfastness, because that is the only way in which you will be able to lead your activities and your decisions and your own self to take correct, strong, positive and impactful decisions. Again, I hope and I pray that you go ahead and make your life purposeful in such a manner. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen.